Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic on another awful day of weather here in the UK. You can barely see outside, it is so foggy, but I am going to distract myself from the weather by having a go at a new Fog of War puzzle by ChinStrap called Field Research. Now this one is quite intriguing. It's been recommended to us a number of times, and I had a look on Logic Masters Germany before I turned on the webcam. It only has an 88% approval rating, which is remarkably low. Most of the puzzles we feature have in sort of 95% plus. But I'm going to ignore that on the basis that one of the testers who looked at this said it is absolutely magnificent. And I'm a sucker for Fog of War. Oh, this is dynamic Fog of War today as well. I've just read that in the instructions. Dynamic Fog of War. So this is the variant of Fog of War where, let's say we deduced this digit. Normally, in normal Fog of War, you'd reveal the fog from these cells. But in this puzzle, it might reveal that cell, or indeed no cells at all. And the other thing we've got going on today is index lines, which I've done a couple of puzzles with index lines. I think that they definitely have potential, really interesting things, and apparently very, very natural if you are a computer programmer, which I am not. Anyway, I'll read you the rules of this one in a moment or two's time, and we'll have a go at it together. What do I need to tell you about before that? Well, if you do enjoy Fog of War, we have our new app out. Do check that out. It's the most popular app we've ever made, and it's just been updated with a few new puzzles, actually, so do have a look at it. But the big news is what's coming on the 1st of January, which is Blobz Sudoku Hunt, themed on The Hobbit. 19 puzzles in all. An absolutely spectacular thing, featuring the art of Ted Naismith. You'll be familiar with this style of art if you tried Blob's Lord of the Rings hunt earlier this year. But it's just fantastic. It is fantastic that we can bring you things like this. It's going live at 4 p.m. UK time on the 1st. Do have a go. You won't regret it, and you may give yourself, well, you will give yourselves a chance of winning the competition and perhaps making a Sudoku video that features on the channel. Anyway, that's for the 1st of January. Now, but for today, I've got birthdays and other announcements to make, so let's do those. Eric, you've turned 47 today, and I know this because your wife Judy wrote to us and told us that she sings for the threes in the corners. I think you do the solving normally. And you are going to be plied with chocolate cake today, you lucky man. And I think Judy was hoping for a shout out as sort of the extra icing. I'm not sure whether it serves that purpose. But you're over there in Edmonton, Canada. And Eric, I hope you have an absolutely great day today. And the chocolate cake is suitably sugary. Next, Nuri, you're in London. A software engineer, if I'm not mistaken. I know this because your wife Ella wrote to us and said that she'd already got you one of our mugs and hoodies, and a shout out would be sort of the triumvirate, the triumvirate of birthday gifts. So Nuri, many happy returns. I hope you have a brilliant day today. I hope you're not relying on the weather for your day, but many happy returns. And then Blake, you've turned 31 today over there in Sweden. And I know this because your partner Lars wrote to us and said that I think the two of you watch before bed. And you like my voice, but you're not quite into the Sudoku solving as yet. Well, there's time, Blake. Lars, I hope you're feeling better. I know you were starting to feel ill, and it had prevented you from doing the baking you were planning on doing. But anyway, Blake, I hope the cake is good, and I hope you have a great 31st birthday. Now, a couple of these aren't birthdays, but these are really cool. A shout out to Joel, who made his father a Katadoku pillar for Christmas. And when I say made, I mean literally a physical puzzle. Look, here it is. Because apparently Joel's dad really likes Sudoku, but doesn't like doing them on the computer. So insists on doing them the old-fashioned way. So Joel had to make 25 6x6 Sudoku puzzles and sort of stitched them together. What an absolutely fabulous present that is. I hope your dad liked it, Joel, and thank you very much for sending it in. And then finally, a shout out to Todd and Claire and your 2-year-old daughter, who had the rather lovely idea that for Christmas you should bake a chocolate cake with homemade chocolate Italian buttercream frosting as a birthday cake for baby Jesus. And I've got a picture here. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Look, that looks a very good cake. And a lovely sentiment as well. So thank you for writing in about that, Todd. I'm sorry I don't know your daughter's name, but if I did, I would say thank you to her as well. And that's all the news. Let's have a look at Field Research by ChinStrap, and I will read you the rules of the puzzle. Today we have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so it's not like yesterday. We have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Dynamic fog. The grid is covered in fog, and placing a correct digit in a cell lifts fog in that cell and possibly other cells, revealing new clues. Oh, I've got my new watch thing on. It's buzzing at me again. So don't guess. That's an important thing to say. You can guess fog of war puzzles. You know, you could just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 into this cell. One of them will be correct. And I guess will reveal what's behind that cell. But that is not how you're meant to solve them. And then we've got index lines. On an index line, the digit in the nth cell along the line, starting from the diamond, indicates the position along the line where the digit n appears. For example, 3, 2, 1, 4 would be a valid line with 3 on the diamond. Look, we could actually do that here, couldn't we? I won't put them in large letter numbers in case they happen to be correct and they reveal fog that I don't deserve to reveal. So let's imagine this was 3, 2, 1, 4. The first digit 3 indicates that the third digit is a 1. Yeah, so this is how this indexing works. So what you've got is this, whatever digit is in this cell is telling you where to place the 1 on the line. This digit is telling you where to put the 2 along the line because it's in the second position. And actually that is a 2, so it's sort of self-referential. This digit then is telling you where to put the 1 along the line. No, the 3. The 3. I was just checking you were concentrating. The 3 along the line, because it is in the third position, so it's saying put it in the first position along the line. And then the 4 is in its own position. It's saying put the 4 in the fourth position, so it's sort of self-referential again. And there's a couple more rules. It says inequality signs point to the smaller of the 2 digits. Okay, we haven't got any of those. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. We haven't got any of those. So let's say those 2 cells were separated by a white dot and this was a 2. This would have to be 1 or 3 in order to be consecutive with 2. Digits separated by an X sum to 10. So those 2 cells add up to 10. Not all such symbols are necessarily given. So that's just saying that these 2 cells could add up to 10. They don't have to have an X between them if they add up to 10. It's just that we definitely know something positive about this domino. Those 2 cells do add up to 10. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I haven't been able to share many secrets with you recently, but that I do know one secret about index lines. And that is that you know, the length. If you look at the length of this line, it's four digits long, and therefore this line contains the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's obvious when you think about it, but until you think about it, it probably isn't obvious. Because imagine this square here was a 5. That would be saying write a 2, because it's in the second position, in the 5th position along the line, and there is no such thing as a 5th position. So we can't put a 5 on the line. But we have to index the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 because that's what this is position. This is indexing the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. So this line contains the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 in some order. And this line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, we can extend it slightly, can't we? It's definitely going into this square, at least. Although that's interesting. Can it actually be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No, it can. I was going to say it probably can't be a length 9 line, because there wouldn't be space under the fog for it. We can see this line doesn't go here, so it's sort of trapped in the fog down there. Okay, so this line needs to have at least 6 on it. Okay, maybe these squares then? They are from 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, aren't they? So if they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I'm not actually sure what that's doing. Okay, well let's try it differently then. Okay, this line is not 9 long. And I'm going to claim that that is true, because if it was 9 long, I don't see where I'd put that digit on the line. Because that digit, wherever this line lives under the fog, it definitely, this digit here, can't go on the line, wherever this line goes. So let's say that was a 7, that would mean there was no 7 on the line, and therefore, well, there couldn't be a 7, 8 or 9 on the line. So we know that, right, so we know that this line, because this could be a 9, couldn't it? So it could be 8 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, right, I'm going to play that trick again then. So we've said this cell can't be on the line. What about this cell? What about this cell? Can that be on the line? No. Because even if this, we've worked out this is not a 9 length line, even if it's an 8 length line, that digit can't appear on it either. So there are definitely 2 digits that are not on this line, at least. So, what does that mean? Does that mean... okay. Right, so what that means is this X has become a little bit restricted. I think that's right. In this box, if the line stops here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then this would be a length 6 line. That digit... oh, hang on, I might be missing a trick here actually. Is it to do with this digit? Does that digit can't repeat on its own line? Because imagine it did. Imagine this line had 2 5s on it. That would be saying that into position 5 on the line you put 2 different digits, which is clearly impossible. So so that digit by Sudoku is in one of those 2 positions. So now I want to say this line can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could go there. It could be 7 long. I don't think it can go there anymore. Well, we already knew that because that digit can't be on it. Sorry, I think I've just proved something I already knew. Because these 2 digits can't be on the line. So the maximum length of this is 7 and the minimum length of it is 6. But 9, okay, alright, I think the logic about the X is still valid. Because this cannot be a length 9 line, because then this digit couldn't go on it, this cannot be a 1-9 pair. And because this digit cannot go on the line, this line is not 8 long, therefore this cannot be a 2-8 pair. So this is either a 3-7 pair or a 4-6 pair. And these are indexing, aren't they? Because this is indexing the 2 along the line into the position. Well, it's not indexing it into position 3, because that can't be a 2 now, because that's clearly not true. So the 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't put 2 there actually, because that would be stymied by this 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So this is 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there is a 2 in one of those positions. If it's a length 6 line, it's definitely here. But if it's a length 7 line, it could be here. And so this digit is small. This has got to be 3 or 4 to be the counterpart of this 6 or 7 and add up to 10. And this, that could be self-referencing. If it was a 3-7 pair, it could be a 3 here and a 7 here. But if it's a 4 here, no, that doesn't work either. If that's a 4, you have to put 3 here. And it's going to be stymied by the 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So this is 3 and 7. And that is, oh no, have I got it wrong? I didn't clear any fog at all. Okay. Okay, but the fact there's a 7 on the line means this is a length 7 line, so it has to go there, and then it ends. And we can write the position, this is the 7th position, so that's got to be the 2. Okay, so these are not wrong, it's just the dynamic fog means we're not clearing anything useful. So the 3 is self-referencing. That digit is now in the corner, definitely, because it can't repeat on its line or in its own column, so these two digits are the same. This digit is not 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 7. And a bit, yeah, that's very restricted. That is a very restricted digit. Or, to put it another way, where are 8 and 9? Yeah, okay, I've got some deductions now. I'm slowly warming up. Right. This is a length 7 line, so every digit on the line is 7 or less. So these digits have to be from 5 and 6, because they are not 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they are not 7. So this is a 5-6 pair, that one is therefore 5 or 6. And now in this box, where are 8 and 9? We know they can't be on the line, so that's an 8-9 pair. This digit at the top of the grid is a 7, by dint of a very strange process known as Sudoku, and that was correct. This digit is in the 4th position. That's lovely. This is in the 4th position, so it's indexing the position of the 4 on the line. Well, it can't index it to there, because that can't be a 4. So that must be 4, which is in the 6th position. So this is a 6. This is a 5 and is self-referencing. That's a 6 in, oh, that's a 6 in the corner. We got loads from that. And that's a self-referencing 1. This is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, there's a 7 here by Sudoku. What's that symbol? Is that an inequality symbol? Yeah, there is meant to be inequality signs in the puzzle. And that's just a slightly unusual one. Oh, maybe it's because it's a fog puzzle. It's clearer if it's not sort of a V crossing the boundary. So this digit is lower than this digit. Right. That's immediately interesting then. So this line has a 9 on it. But because what we're saying is this digit is some Sudoku digit that is not 9, because that digit is bigger than it. So if that's 9, that's 10 or bigger, and that's impossible. So 9 in this column is on the line. It's in one of those squares. I mean, that's a ludicrous pencil mark that I refuse to make, but that is true. And once one of these index lines has a 9 on it, we know it's a length 9 line, of which we can only see 6 cells, I suppose, because that one must be on the line. So right, so the digits that are hidden from us on this line, we don't know where this line goes, but there are 4 digits that we can't, or 4 cells of line that we can't see that are over in this portion of the grid. We can see that one. Now, they have got to be the digits 1, 3, 7 and that digit. Because every Sudoku digit is going to appear on this line. So that digit, oh, this is lovely. Is that got to be 1, 3 or 7? And it can't be 1. That might be wrong. But I'm wondering if I can view this a bit like a sort of Renban line or a thermometer now, just in the sense that I can't repeat a digit on it. So whatever that is, whatever this digit is, where does it go in column 7 is my question. It can't repeat on its own line. It can't go in its own row. So it is from down there. So it is from 1, 3 and 7. And it can't be 1 because it's got to be greater than this digit, which can't be 0. So it's 3 or 7. And if it's 3, that has to be 2. And that might mean something. This is the 4th position along the line, isn't it? That must be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. So this is the 4th position, so it's indexing a 4. So if it was a 7, that would be a 4. That could work, actually, from a Sudoku perspective. But if it's a 3, that's a 2. And somewhere in the fog over here, well, adjacent to this is a 4, which couldn't be in this row because of Sudoku. Because the 3rd position, if this is a 3, the 3rd position along the line that we're trying to work out where the line goes, the 3rd position would be a 4. So I want to say one of those 3 squares would be a 4. If this is a 3. But if this is a 7, this is a 4. Oh, this is complicated. Hang on. What else could we say then? We know that... I'm not sure, actually. That digit has to definitely be lower than this one. So that digit is... It's obviously a maximum of 6, which it can't be. So it could be 5 or 4. Oh, it nearly can't be 4. Or 2. No, it can't. It actually can't be 4. I was thinking about the fact that I deduced one of these was a 4 if that was a 3, but actually it's better than that, isn't it? If that's a 4, that has to be 7. And that's saying, write the 4 on this line into that position, and you get 2 4s in the column. So this square is right down. It's 2 or 5. And whatever is on this line. Oh, there's something nagging away at me here, and I can't understand what it is. If that's 3, I'm so sorry. If that's 3, I have got something, but it's not what I thought it was. Yeah, this is rather pretty. Okay, this is not 3. But it's for a very strange reason. There may be a different way of seeing this. Let me just mull that for a moment or two. If that's... I don't know, but I have got a way of logically showing this isn't 3, so let me explain what it is. If this is 3, I know that the 4 on this line, let's just make the line simple. 1, 2, 3. So this, let's just say the line does that. My question is, what are these digits? Now, we know that this line contains all the different Sudoku digits. So, in fact, this can't be the shape of the line because that cell then couldn't be on the line, so I have to change it slightly. Let's do that. Right, but we know that these 4 digits are exactly the same as those 4 digits, aren't they? Because in column 7, that is a complete set of the digits 1 to 9, and this line is a complete set of the digits 1 to 9, and those are common. So these are the same as these. Now, if that's a 3, we know that that square is a 4. So, so these 4 digits should be 1, 3, 7, and 4. But where are you putting this digit? If this is 3, we know this is 2, so there ought to be a 2 over here as well. And there can't be 2 and 4 and 1, 3 and 7. There are too many digits that we have to put on the left side of the line. I think there's probably a different way of seeing that, but that's what I've seen. So I think that has to be 7, which actually, that's good. But it doesn't tell us what this digit is. But we do know, right, this has got to have an odd. What I'm thinking now is about odd digits in the sense that I know this line contains 1 and 3 because these digits have to appear on the line. So now, in terms of the odd digit in a consecutive pair of digits, this is, again, I'm going to state something that's factuously obvious, but until you think about things in sort of Sudoku ways, sometimes they elude you. Any consecutive pair of digits will contain an odd and an even digit. What's the odd digit on this dot now? It could be 9, in which case it goes with 8, but the only other thing it could be is 5, which would go with 4 because 6 couldn't go on it. So it's only got 2 choices. And if this was 4, 5, that would be 2. And then this would be a 1, 2, 3 triple. That would be a 4. I suppose actually this digit is a 2 or a 4 because there is definitely a 1 and a 3 looking at it. But what about this the top bit of this line now? Because it's got to have 8 and 9 on it. Does that matter? I suppose that could just be 9 and 8 at the top in their own positions, couldn't it? Yeah, sort of. Oh, hang on. If that's 7, that's 4. What am I talking about? Let's just take the easy wins. It didn't clear any fog. It's really discombobulating because you think... It makes me worry that I've got it wrong. 1, 2, 3. 4 is definitely in one of those 2 squares. And 4 is going to index... So either... If this is 4, that's 1. And if this is 4, that's 2. So this digit is 1 or 2. And these digits are 1 and 3 and that digit, whatever, because that digit has to appear on this line. So it is one of these. So these digits are from 1, 2, 3 and 5. And... Right, I see. Okay, this is really lovely geometry again. Okay, let's just look now at those digits. Now, what these digits are indexing along this line are the digits 1, 2, and 3, aren't they? That's position 1, that's position 2, that's position 3. So the 1, 2 and the 3 on this line are in positions 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3 and 5. So there is definitely, I mean this is an odd pencil mark, but there is definitely a 2 in one of those squares. Therefore that's a 4. That didn't clear any fog. So that's a 1. And that didn't clear any fog. Oh dear. I hope this is not wrong. This is a 2-3 pair. I'm going to... What am I going to do? I'm going to just do that to remind me that this two corner mark is applying to the line rather than this box. Normally a corner mark in a box like this is a box logic point. It's saying the 2 in this box could only go in, say, this cell and this cell. But I've obviously not done that here. I'm trying to keep track of the fact I've got 1, 2 and 3 are in these cells. So that cell is high in the sense that it sees 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 6. So I know it's just, I don't know. I'll make it. That's 5, 7, 8 or 9. Okay. Now, what does that mean? And the answer is I have not got a Scooby-Doo. This 4 and this 7 are partners. There are other secrets about index lines to do with odd length lines. Because you think about an odd length line, let's say you just had a 3-cell line with the digits 1, 2 and 3 on it. You compare 2 of them up. So you could have the 1 and the 3 indexing each other, but the 2 would have to be in its own position in that example. So because the numbers sort of pair up along the line, you're on an odd length line, you're always going to need at least one digit that is in its own position. No, I don't think that's actually a very good... Oh, where's 6? Where's 6 on this line? I don't know, but it's up there, isn't it? So 6 is saying in position 6 on the line, which is this square, you put an 8 or a 9. So this digit is 8 or 9. And that's beautiful, because now where's 8 and 9 in this box? And I don't know, but I know it's on the dot. That digit is on this dot. So that's not 4, 5, that's 8, 9. So now 4 and 6 are in those squares. In this box by Sudoku. There's a 4 down here. There's a 6 here. And the upshot of that is... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Have we got... Oh, no, I don't know. That digit, whatever that is. Oh, but that could be 7. Imagine that was not 7. It would be 5, 8 or 9, but it would have to appear on this line. And it would then have to be up there. Which almost feels like it matters, doesn't it? There's definitely something I can do here. I just not quite seeing what it is. I have a feeling I'm meant to know what that digit is. If that's a 5, this is 1, 3, 5. This would be a 2. That would be a 3. Indexing a 2, so that would be a 2. That would work. These would be pairing each other up naturally. That's if that's a 5, that becomes a 2. If that's a 2... Oh, do you... Okay, so you always have to have a 2 in one of these positions, don't you? That might be a nice way of seeing it. Yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely. Got it. Right, so in this box, the digit 2, I'm going to claim, is always in this domino. It's always in one of those two positions. And the reason is you either have a 2 here just because you write it in, or you write 5 in here, and then one of these digits has to be a 5, but it actually has to be this one, I think, because we know that 1 and 3 are not allowed to be in this square. So the digits, remember the digits being indexed here are 1, 2 and 3. And you can't index a 1 or a 3 into this square. So I think the 5 would have to index a 2 into this square. So again, one of these would be a 2. So I can change my pencil mark there and make it legitimate and remove 3 from this square. And that's no fog. Oh, and that is fog. That is fog galore. Well, it is fog galore, but it's actually not. What is that doing? I don't know yet, but there's probably something we can learn from this. We've got, well, here's an interesting point. This line is not nearly satisfied by what we can see of it, because we can only see 5 cells of it. I know it's got a 6 on it, because of the pencil mark I've got here. So it has definitely got to go. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I was going to say it has to go there, and I think that's true. I did wonder this. The graphics of this puzzle have very thick lines. I'm wondering if that's almost on purpose. Here, look. Because if this did go diagonally there, yeah, look at that. That's a diagonal link between 2 cells. And you can definitely see a bit of the line in this cell and this cell. So if this did go diagonally, you should be able to see a little bit of line in that square, and this square in fact, and you can't. And same here, if this went diagonally to there, I should be able to see a bit of line here, because the line is so fat. So I think we have to go there. I don't normally like to rely on sort of grid furniture dynamics, but that feels reasonable to me. I wonder if I might just give it a quick moment of trying to think about whether or not. Well, what I was going to say is I might give it a quick moment about trying to see whether I can make progress other than assuming that this line goes into this square. But I really want to use the fact that there must be a 3 on this line and there's a 3 there. So if the line can't go there, which it clearly can't, there's no way it can go there without showing some evidence of having done a big sharp turn. Yeah, because there's a 3 in one of these. The 3 is down here. So where does this line get a 3? That does feel like it's going to be the question we have to ask. Let me just see whether I can do anything else by Sudoku before we commit ourselves to that path. Let's see. All I can think about now is where this 3 goes. I don't want to think about that. Let's just try other things. So, can we use the fact that we deduced this was a 3 somehow to learn 1 is in one of those squares in box 6 by Sudoku again? That is indexing a 6 into one of these positions. If that was, say, see, I could do absurd things like pencil marking every cell along this line. I don't think that's going to do anything, is it? I don't want to do that. I think it is legitimate, isn't it, to say this line has to go into this square. I can't see how a line this fat could turn into that. And this being true, we can ask the question, where's the 3 along the line? It's certainly not in these cells, so the line must be longer. So the line has to go here, and it still can't get a 3 on it because there's a 3 in one of these squares, so it has to be longer again. So now my line is, I want to say 8 long at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long at least. So I have to put... Well, okay, so if that was... If the line was 8 long, that would be a 3. And that would be in the first position along the line. That would put a 1 here, which would put a 1 here. Oh, that might work. Ah, right. Look, right. Here is a strange deduction, but I've just seen something quite weird. Imagine that this was not. This is lovely. Imagine this was not a length 8 line. We've proved it's at least length 8, but let's say it's a length 9 line, just for a moment. We then haven't got a clue where it would go. It could go here, here, or here, I think, for its 9th cell. But is it possible that any of those 3 digits can be a 3? And I'm going to say no. Because if we did put a 3 in any of these, actually I've seen these can't be 3 by Sudoku, but that certainly could be a 3. What would that be telling us about the line? It would be saying that the 1 along this line would go in the 3rd position, which would now be here. And that cannot be a 1 because there's a 1 on this line in one of these positions. So whether this line is length 8 or length 9, the 3 on it goes here, and that 3 is going to be indexing either a 1 here, or if the line extends, a 2 here. And but that doesn't work. Because one of those is a 2 from my orange pencil mark. So I think 2 things. I think this is a 3, and I think we will find this is the end of this line. I hope that's true. Bingo. That's really clever setting, isn't it? That is just beautiful. So that's a 1. There we go. Now we've got the line figured out. That's a 1. No. Well, no. No, what I was about to say is not true. It's true to say that can't be a 2. That is true. And that means that there is a 2 along this line. But I don't think I know it's here, because I think that it could be there if that's a 2. And then you get a 2 here. Okay. How do we do this then? How do we do this? Alright, that is not a 6, because I've already had a 6 on the line, and every digit on the line has to be different. So 4 and 6 are towards the end of the line, where they are indexing this. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6. Oh, the 6 could be in its own position. They're indexing 6s, 7s, and 8s. So in position 4, which is this position, wherever the 4 goes, it's indexing. That is a 7 or an 8. It can't be a 6 because there's a. If we did put the 4 here, that would be saying put a 6 into this position, which we can't do, because we know from a Sudoku perspective the 6 is in one of those positions. So that is a 7 or an 8. Oh, that's nearly really good, but it's not, I don't think. No, it's not, is it? I mean, it has a friend down here by Sudoku, which means it's in one of those 2 positions. So if it was a 7, it would go there. If it was an 8, it would... Well, we don't know. Could that be an 8? That would be saying put 5 into position 8. which is there. Yeah, maybe that's fine. I don't think that's a problem. Okay, this line is only 8 long, so it doesn't have a 9 on it anywhere. So that is a 6-9 pair, and that is not a 9 now. And the digits we've not put into this row, well, we know that there's a 1, 2, 3 triple here. There's a 4 there. So we're looking for 5s, 7s and 8s. So that digit is 5, 7 or 8. But that one is 2, 5, 7 or 8, I think. It's not 7, it's C7 in the column. So it's 2, 5 or 8. We can't put 5. This square can't be a 1 or a 3, so 5 is not in those positions along this line. 5, 7 or 8 here means we are writing 2 along this line into that cell, or that cell. No, bobbins. That's very annoying. I don't think that matters, does it? Oh, I'm trying to see what to do, and I'm failing, aren't I? No. What about... Okay, so these digits are from 2, 4 and 5 by Sudoku. So 1 of 2 and 5. Okay, so whatever the digit is that's not 4 here definitely appears on this line, but can't appear in those squares, so does appear in these squares. So these squares are now from 4, 6, 2 and 5. And that might matter. They definitely include 4 and 6. This is indexing the 5 along the line, which could be in position 2 apparently, or it could be in position, it can't be in position 6 because then I'd have to write 6 in here, which I can't do. So this would be 2, 7 or 8. Oh, that feels so close to doing something. I tell you what, these puzzles, I did one the other day. Was it Marty Sears' last rat run puzzle? Which I have such respect for because, I mean, the great thing about Fog of War is they focus your attention on a very narrow part of the grid. So you have less excuse than usual for sort of being faced with a whole grid and not knowing which bits of it to focus on. Here we really are being given some pretty specific guidance. And you would think that you could just bulldoze it, but you can't because it's clever enough that it just resists. 4 is in one of those positions. Oh, no, that's wrong. What I was about to say is such not. Oh, 4 can't be here because that's 7 or 8. Yes, okay, that's a slight improvement. So 4 is definitely in this domino. And then we can use the king's move to eliminate it from here. I'm only joking, there isn't a king's move. Okay. So what do we do next? Do we know? I don't know. I don't know what to do. We know that 2 is in one of those squares. But we don't, I think, know which cell it's in. We know 2 is in one of these. So if 2 was here, then 2 would be up here somewhere, and 2 would be down here. I don't know. Oh! Wait a sec. Oh, I have got something. Oh, this again falls into the bucket of most peculiar. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is weird. If this is 2, it's indexing the 5, isn't it, along the line into that position. So this would be a 2-5 pair. And now you can't put 7 and 8 in this box. In fact, these 2 squares would also be impossible. So this can't be 2. 2 here says put 5 here. These were both before. That's wrong. So this is 7, 8. That's going to do things. Because now this is 5, apparently, according to my... It didn't do anything. Oh, you rotten thing. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is 8 now. That's 9. I mean, the Sudoku seems to work, but I'm not clearing any fog, which is totally discombobulating. That's 5. That's 6. No, it's still not clearing it. That's 2. That's 7. I mean, we're going to finish this box. That's 5, apparently. Okay. So we can't repeat 5 on this. So this is 2. Well, this 5 is saying... Oh, hang on. I don't like that. I've definitely made an error now. No, I've made an error. Hang on. What's gone wrong there? Haven't I got a bigger problem? If we go all the way back to when I noted... I want to go back to here-ish. I think I've got a deeper problem. And this might explain why no fog was getting cleared. If this is 5, the problem is this can't be 5. I think my pencil marking of this digit might be incorrect, or this one, or this one. And the reason I'm saying that is for exactly the same reason that this couldn't be 2. That shouldn't be able to be 5, because that's putting a 2 here and it's breaking this as well. So I think this has to be 7 or 8 by Sudoku, therefore. Is that true? I am very convinced I have 1, 2 and 3 and 4 in this row in those cells. So 5, 7 or 8 is correct. This cannot be 5, so that is 7 or 8. Now, was this pencil mark correct? That's indexing the 4, which I know in box 5 is on the line. So that should be correct. It can't be 6 because the 6 is here. So this is a 7, 8 pair. And that is a 2 or a 5. But that, oh, it can be 5 indexing itself. That's what I've missed. Okay, it got me. It foxed me. But I have now understood the logic that I missed, and hopefully it's clear. I'm sorry if you've been shouting at me. I'm no doubt I will now look at a wealth of comments saying, Simon, pencil marked the wrong thing into this square. You're quite right, I did. I didn't think of it. Or if I did, I misunderstood. But now I do understand. This is 5. That's the only way this can work, because it's 2 or 5 by Sudoku, and we know it can't be 2 because that would put an illegal digit here and make this impossible to fill. But if I make it... Oh, it still didn't clear the fog. But it is 5. The logic there must be correct. So now, 7 or 8, one of these positions is a 2, so that's not 2 anymore. And the 7 or the 8 is saying there's a 4 in one of those, so that's the 6. Oh, yes, it is. It's most certainly the 6. Now, what does that mean? So this square is 7, 8 or 9. These squares are now a 2, 4 pair, so that's become a 5. That's not 5. 2 and 4. 2 comes out of these squares. So now this has to be 5. So that's 5. That's 2. Let's tidy up our pencil marking and see if we can do any more with this. We've got another line that's just appeared. This can't be 5. So if there's a way of doing this now, I don't know. Or is it? Okay, we can pencil mark these squares, because this line needs to contain everything, and at the moment it hasn't got 6, 8 or 9 on it, so these are 6, 8 and 9. Oh, well, okay. So the 6 is going to get thrown here or here and be a partner with this. I'm not sure if that... I feel like that means that can't be 9, because the 9... that would be saying put 8 in here, and the 9 and the 8 would be friends, whereas we know that the 6 is a friend, so I don't think that can be 9. I don't think that can be 8 for that reason. One of these is correctly indexing itself, and one of them is indexing down here. Okay, so let's... Well, what does that mean then? I don't know. Can we do... Yeah, oh, maybe we have to look at this line. Okay, this line is at least 4 long. Oh, well, that's actually the most straightforward line we've had. If that was 4, that would be 1, wouldn't it? And that clashes, so that should be 2. That should be 4. 2 is indexing 1, so the 1 and the 2 are sharing partners. Now, so this line is, well, this line is at least, oh, I think this line has to be at least 6 long, actually. That might be wrong, but the way I'm seeing that is that I can make one of these digits a 3. That's fine. But then the other digit will have to be at least 6, because it can't be 4 or 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to have to go under the fog over here to get to at least length 6. Ooh, that's almost really cool. It's going to be a question like, where does 6 go on the line, or where does... Oh, I don't know. I haven't quite got the right question, but there is going to be a really good question that we can ask about this. Now, what is that question? I don't know yet. 6. If we do have to put a 6 on the line. If the 6 goes here, that's going to put a 3 into position 6, but we won't know where that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't know, because this... Oh no, I suppose by my earlier logic, I can in theory rule out a diagonal movement, can't I? Because I would see evidence of a diagonal movement in this cell. So I suspect we have to go here. Or maybe it's 4. Yeah, that might be better to think about, in fact. Oh, hang on, now I've got a problem. Hang on, I've got to put a 4 on this line, wherever it lives, which is somewhere under the fog here. There is a 4. Now that's going to be in one of those squares by Sudoku. But that means that this digit, 2, 3, 4, has to be, well, it has to be, because where is this 4 on this line? It's later than position 4, so this has to be 5, 6. It can't be that. It has to be at least 7. So this line that comes under here is at least 7 now. So it needs to have a 7 on it. Can it take all the cells? No, it can't take all of these cells, can it? I'm going to claim not, because I can't see how I can draw a line as fat as this that goes into this square and therefore requires a diagonal movement without me being able to see it in these two squares. So I think this is a length 7 line. And therefore, I'm not sure what that means. It's a length 7 line. Does that mean that's a 7? Is that the point? Because, well, the 4 can't be in position 5 because that would be a 5. It can't be in position 6. So it is in position 7. That is a 7. Yeah, okay, that is the logic we would do. And that's confirming it goes there, which I think we could have done anyway. It can't go diagonally because we'd see it. So it must go up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then its last move is there or there. And the 4 then. Oh, that's beautiful. So the 4 tells you which way the line goes. Because the 4 is in the 7th position, which can't be here now. It would clash. Good grief. So the 4 goes... This is a 4, I think. Isn't that brilliant? So this is a 4. This is a 2. That's in position 8. So that becomes 8. That becomes 7. That becomes 8, 9, 7. 6, 8. Still no fog clearance, of course. That 8 is self-referencing. We can't have a repeated 1 on the line here. We've already had 1 on this line, so that's a 1. Oh, I keep thinking it's going to clear fog, and it doesn't. It's the most frustrating thing. Now, okay, so we have got to put 3, 5, and 6 into these squares. Where's the 6 on the line? It has to go there. So this is a 3, 5 pair, and that's the 3, and that's the 5. That did clear fog, but not in a useful way. That's 6. That's 9 by Sudoku. There's a 3, 4 pair in this box in those squares. No 3 in the corner there. Can we get any? Oh, we could. There could be a Christmas 3 up here. 3, 5, 9 into those squares, I think. 2 we can place in the bottom row. It's got to go here. So this is 8 or 9. It's the friend of this. It's purple, I suppose. 1, 7, 1, 7. There's a 1 and a 7 up there. Not 1, not 7. Oh no, nearly. Okay. So now we will say 5, 8, and 9 into these squares. That's not 8. Oh, bobbins, come on. How do we finish this off? Maybe it's this column. We need 2, 3, and 8 into those squares. 2, 3, and 8. That's not 2. That's not 8. Okay, that doesn't seem to do it. 3, no. 4. 4 is in one of those squares. 6 is in one of these squares. 7 is in one of those squares. I'm pencil marking a lot, but without much distinction. 6 is in one of these squares. Oh, have I not done a line or something? I think I have done all the lines. So how do we resolve this? Is it... I've got an 8, 9 pair here, so this digit is 6 or 7 by Sudoku. It sees all the other digits, but I don't think I know which it is. That's 7, 8 or 9 by Sudoku again, and that's 6, 8 or 9. So 2 and 4 in this column that's interesting. They're a pair here. So that digit is 7, 8 or 9. But can we resolve this? That would be very handy, wouldn't it? 2, 4. Oh, no. I don't think I can. I'm sorry. Is this obvious? It probably is. I don't know. I'm looking around desperately. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a fair question. Where's 2 in this box? It's there, isn't it? Oh, I hope that was going to clear fog, but of course it didn't. Oh, now 8 is here, though. Okay, so this... 5 is here. Right, Sudoku is being friendly for once. So 9 comes out of these squares. 9 goes in there. 9, 8. We've got a sort of chocolate teapotted 6, 7, 8 triple here. This 9 is correct. Oh! That was so weird. I put it in and then your eyes flash up there. It's like you're playing sort of Overwatch or something. It's like, oh, there's a Widowmaker in the top left. I'm about to get shot. Right, that's going to help. Hopefully, let's pay attention over there in a moment. 5, 6, and 9. 1, 4, and 1, 4. Oh, snooker maximum. Been watching a bit of the darts, but not seen any snooker recently. 1, 4, 7. Don't think about Sid Waddell, Simon. Don't think about Sid Waddell. That square is not 9 anymore. If that's a 1, it's a self-referential 1. If it's a 4, that would be a 2. That would work. 1, 2, 3 would work, wouldn't it? How do we do that then? Maybe it's more Sudoku that we have to do. And this line's so going to be like an enormous line, isn't it, under here? If that's 8, that's position. That's putting a 2 at some late stage along the line we can't see. 8, 2. Yeah, okay, that does give me another digit. This is not 8, actually, because if that's 8, you can see this is going to be a 3, and this is going to be a 2, and then that's going to be a 2. So this line's going to go something 8, 2. Well, that's wrong, because this is indexing the 3, isn't it? So if that's a 2, there should be a 3 here, not an 8. So that's definitely not an 8, and therefore that's an 8. Which means that's a 7. Which means that's a 1. That's a 4. That's a 7. Okay. Well, that's actually doing things that are easier to see. Look, we're getting somewhere now. So this is now a 1. It didn't clear the fog, but the 4 must be indexing the 1. The 3 is indexing 2. Everything is working. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I'm not getting a 3 in the corner. Sorry, no 3 in the corner for us today. That's not 6. 8 in the top row is placed. So that does this chocolate teapot at the bottom. This is the 5th. That could be... Oh no, it can't be. This line is at least length 6. Because that can't be a 5 and be self-referential. So it probably has to be a length 6 line on the basis that... well, actually, that's telling us which way the line goes. Because the line can't do a diagonal turn, otherwise we'd see it here. It must be a length 6 line, and there must be a 5 on it, therefore. So you've got to put the 5 there. That's now got to be a 6. That's beautiful. What a puzzle. So this is now 9. That's 5. That's 9. This is 5. This is 3. This is 6. And if we haven't made an error, we can put 3 and 9 into the puzzle and finish it. What a brilliant puzzle that is. Well, I agree with I agree with those people who've recommended this and the testers. That is fantastic. It's really interesting from start to finish. I have no idea who has done that and said, no, I would give it anything less than full marks. It deserves full marks. ChinStrap, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It is a brilliant example of how to use this, well, A, index lines, and B, this sort of weird fog mechanic. Let me know in the comments what you thought and how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Oh, is it right? Let's just check. Yes. Loads of people have done it. Well, I'm not surprised about that. 220 days, roughly. Yeah. Well, hopefully that will go up. Anyway, bye for now.